and welcome to this third session in exploring why enterprise matters. In this session, we're going to be talking about social cohesion and regeneration as part of our second topic area of enterprising nations. Now, as with the prior two sessions, we're going to be focusing and staying on the same learning outcome. So by the end of this topic session, you will have learned the different roles that enterprise and entrepreneurship play in economic and social development. We need to understand why enterprise matters. Now, in the previous two sessions, we looked at some arguments to why the enterprise is so important. We explored enterprise being important in terms of it creating employment in small and growing companies. We also said it was important to stimulate technological change and innovation, to reshape markets and stimulate economic growth and development. So this session, we're going to be considering enterprise as being important because of its role in promoting social cohesion and regeneration. So how might enterprise promote social cohesion and regeneration? Creating new enterprises has always been seen as a way of stimulating economic activity. They can also help people make the most of their capabilities. In larger firms, for example, sometimes people's skills tend to get a bit lost. Social enterprise might also contribute to economic and social development by bringing marginalised groups into the economic mainstream. Both social enterprise and for-profits can help bring new income streams into a localised area, improving the economic vitality and stability of the area. However, less developed areas do tend to lack resources, education, and strong local market demands, but these can both be threats and opportunities for enterprises. So, in terms of policy, well, let's focus again on the UK. Now, in the UK, there is something called the Regional Development Agencies. These are organisations that are set up to encourage economic growth and prosperity within a specific localised region. Johnson in 2005 highlighted that most of these agencies in the UK have seen enterprise policy as an important element of regional policy. So, for example, one of these agencies, Yorkshire Forward, their strategy has suggested the need to achieve higher business birth and survival rates, and to create a radical improvement in the number of new competitive businesses that last. We have a vision of a world-class region that has a culture of enterprise and creativity. So policy is good, right? Well, yes and no. There are some negatives. Sometimes policy can be argued to be misguided. This is due to several reasons. Some people argue that policy encourages wasteful churn. In other words, policy is there to structure and encourage new birth rates. But new birth rates also increases the number of death rates of organisations and small enterprises as well. This is churn. And it's a waste because our emphasis on growth, we're not actually seeing any useful, productive elements of growth within an increase in churn. Policy can also be considered to be misguided because it places an emphasis on startups rather than growth. And again, as in previous sessions, we've seen how important it is to focus on enterprises that grow rather than stay small. Also, can policy really be that effective given the other influences on firms? Think about firm characteristics, other external pressures, and also the role of the entrepreneur. All of these, as we shall see in subsequent sessions, have an influence on firm survival rate. Okay, so let's take a brief look at a mini case study here. So Music Bias is a £250,000 project, and it runs a music industry incubator within the institutional structure of the Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts, or LIPA for short, in the UK. So Music Bias provides a range of services. Some are available through their intranet and include model contracts to avoid artists being exploited at the start of their careers by exploitative bad contracts. It also provides small grants to assist with startup publicity, etc., and other marketing activities. Music Bias has a ready stream of potential clients that come from parent institution, LIPA, but is also located in Liverpool 8, Toxteth, and its concerns is to widen the client base and capture local talent that is emerging from the urban music scene in Toxteth. So you can see here that it's really not a great area of Liverpool before the regeneration projects really started to be established in Toxteth. You can see here we've got burnt out buildings, there are empty shops, and it's really quite poor economically. Another one here, again, burnt out buildings and not the most prosperous of local areas. What Music Bias has done is it's successfully blended clients from both the local community area and from LIPA, and sometimes this has found a real synergy. So one LIPA graduate became the manager of the Anfield Gospel Choir, for example. Music Bias used a proactive selection process between the first generator stage of their incubator and the second, more intensive and more expensive accelerator stage. By this point, the Music Bias team knew the businesses well enough to make a selection according to their ability to grow. If you're interested in reading more about Music Bias, you can take a look at the case study that I've put in one of the Topic 2 folders. But for now though, pause here and reflect on the following question. I want you to think about any examples from your home communities or cities where enterprise has been used for regeneration. So for example, in my home city in Barcelona, there's an old Greyhound stadium which has been abandoned for a huge number of years. It sits right in the middle of not a very nice area of the city, right on the outskirts. And there are plans to use the building for a variety of regeneration purposes. So, pause here, and again, can you think of any examples in your home community or cities where enterprise has been used for regeneration?